Missy.
Good morning, Jess. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Super.
Yep. I've got a birthday party hangover.
Oh, those pictures on Facebook were amazing.
Thank you.
Nobody
Thank
threw parties
you.
like that for me.
No, we only had, you know why? Like someone else said that to me too. Actually, of course, it was my mother-in-law who said, you know, when Scott was a kid, we just had balloons and cake. And I was like, you know why? Because there was no Pinterest. Because if you'd have thought of it, you'd have done it.
Yeah,
Because I didn't think of it, but that's why I'm doing it. Yeah,
shit out of that party.
I Pinterested my party pants off is what I did. And
It was amazing.
Yeah, it was really fun. And it was fun to do. It wasn't that much work. And I mean, I had a lot of help. My friend, our cleaning lady, Michelle, helped me, and my sister-in-law helped me. And she had a friend that came over, and his teacher came over. It was good. It was really fun.
Was that Radiator Springs in your backyard?
Radiator Springs, yep. So we had some inflatable tires. I made a car wash out of PVC pipe because I'm ridiculous.
You went to Home Depot, picked up PVC, you measured all this stuff out.
I didn't measure. Yes, actually, I did have a tape measure out at one point. And,
that's exciting.
Yep, and I got a pipe cutter. And it turns out that you can poke holes in PVC pipe and put a hose in. If you wanted it to be like an actual car wash, which I don't. But if I did, that's what I would do. But
you should save that for the slip and slide for the summer.
Yes, or maybe I'll feel brave now that I have my pipe cutter, my pipe fitting cherry popped. Ooh. And I'll go make something different with it. I don't know.
Ooh.
The world is my oyster now, I guess, because I've done this. So then we went to a birthday party the next day, and her party was different and better in all the ways that my party sucked, and my party was different and better in all the ways that so you could tell that we had opposite strengths. So like I had all the stuff in the backyard, my party was outside. She had an inside party in their family room, which was big. I mean, it was big enough to hold everybody. All the food it was Paw Patrol, and all the food was like super healthy and cute, served in little doggy bowls, and they were sandwiches in the shape of like milk bones.
Eat on their hands and knees on the kitchen floor. It was so great.
She didn't, but it was like sun butter and honey and yogurt parfaits, and the cupcakes, instead of doing like a big disgusting cupcake like me from Wegmans, it was like little pumpkin spice one bite cream cheese icing, probably gluten free, and they were delicious. But it was like minimal sugar, minimal hassle, no junk food, lots of fun. It was great. Whereas I bought everything frozen from Costco and tons of junk food and just slapped it on the table with little tent cards that said like Max mac and cheese and Chick Hicks chicken strips and stuff like that.
They were adorable. I loved those signs. I laughed out loud.
Thank you. It was really fun. Last year I did we did a train party, and I did like the chugga chugga for the drinks and choo choo for the food. That was like I did the other thing where I printed out all the stuff, and I don't know why I go so crazy with his birthday party. I have no excuse for myself. It is. You know what? It is fun, and I couldn't afford to do it for Emily and Nate, so I never did. You know, but this time I can, so it's fun.
So I want to know, were there favors at this party?
I did give out favors. I had little plastic mini shopping bags that I put stickers, one Cars lollipop. It was like pretty candy minimal. It was like a little bit of Halloween, like one piece of Halloween candy, one lollipop, and then stickers, Cars tattoos. What else did I put in there? Oh, a little like Cars ball, like a bouncy ball, and something else I bought. Little stampers with like a Cars character. It's pretty fun.
For me, I spent all the money on the part. Well, we paid for a venue and probably an entertainment factor. I did a lot for my kids' birthdays, but then I put it all into the favor. I made favors. We had a kickball party for Ethan one year, and I got from some teacher catalog, I got these huge playground kickballs, and I inflated them, and I wrote with a silver Sharpie, I had a ball with Ethan. And I made backpacks one year. Like, I put it all into the favors.
See, I'm going to disappoint you right now and say that when I go to a bar mitzvah, I actually hate t-shirts that have the kid's name and face on them, because like I would so much
I'm never going to wear it.
Yeah, you're never going to wear it. You're never going to play with the ball that said you had a ball at Ethan's. I mean, if it was just a ball, it'd be better.
Yeah, but it's Silver Sharpie. The Silver Sharpie was off the first 3 kicks, and you had this huge playground ball.
I mean, that's
and that
cool.
that was probably the biggest hit. The backpacks.
I'll give you that.
We still have some left over. We have backpacks. What else do we give? I gave great favors.
You do give. I've heard that about you, actually.
Yeah, I give. Oh, fuck.
I have heard that rumor about you before, and I believe it to be true.
I like doing that. I like somebody to leave and have something to remember that party.
I
Even
agree.
For B'nai Mitzvah, I made T-shirts that didn't have their face on it, but it said something brilliant. We use brilliant in everything. Why?
I mean,
have
as you
this
should.
last name?
Why have it? Exactly.
Right.
If you're going to
If you're
deal
not-
with the ridicule, you may as well use it to your advantage, which is why I wanted to name our
Yeah.
podcast something like that, because it's clever, even though you wouldn't have it.
Yeah, because it's us. If it were my podcast,
Whatever.
different.
It is your podcast. It's our podcast.
Yes,
But I'm just as cool with your name as you.
it's pretty decent. I don't envy my children growing up with this name.
Yeah.
Because it takes a lot of heat, especially for kids. I mean, picture Stuart even walking into work. Oh, brilliant doctor. Shut up. Yeah,
know.
it's a tough one.
It is. You're
But
right.
he's a prince. He deals with it really well. It used
He
to
is a
be,
prince.
it used to be, how old are you? And he would, ha ha ha. The answer is, I'm old enough to be your doctor. You came to me with this problem. So clearly, age is not a
He
factor.
does have a baby face, though.
But now he's growing his beard for me from November till April.
Oh, that's
So,
for you. Oh,
yep.
he's doing Movember.
No, November, December, January, February, March.
Oh, forever. He's
5 months. I get 5 months. And then April 1st, he shaves it in some weird pattern like handlebars or just filthy goatee. It depends on if he's working clinically that day or not, but he'll walk around all day with massive handlebars and nothing else, or just a tiny little creepy mustache and nothing else.
wonderful.
It's pretty funny.
It
Pretty
is.
funny because it's also April Fool's Day. So he has crazy facial hair on April Fool's Day.
Wonderful.
But I get my winter hair. I'm pretty excited. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I like it. So favors.
I like Furry Stewart. It's good stuff.
Yeah. Shh. Leave him alone. Don't say too many nice things about him. So favors. I put
the
it all
hell?
into favors. Yeah, I don't need his head swelling. I just don't.
Oh,
I don't.
God.
I like to keep him humble. My son, my husband, my daughter. I like to keep him humble.
It's so why is that? Is so they don't leave you? Is that what's happening?
Okay, doctor. No, I do it so that when they go out into the world and hear praise, because I happen to think my kids are exceptional, when they hear praise, it's not, I'm used to hearing this. It has more meaning to it if you come home and mom knocks you down a couple of pegs. And
Right.
then you walk out into the world and they appreciate you.
Right.
Yeah, that's how I do it, I think. Or I'm just horrible. It's one or the other. It's a tough call.
It is.
Don't judge.
I'll try. Okay. So what did you do this weekend? Anything fun and good?
Yeah, I mean, last night we went to see a play at our local playhouse, People's Light Theater in here in our town.
Yeah.
And Dule Hill, who was in The West Wing and
Oh, that's
Suits.
who he was.
Yeah, and Suits, and Ethan binge watched him on Psych, a TV show that he absolutely loved. And they're coming out with Psych the movie soon. And then
I love
he did,
Psych. Oh, that's the dude from Psych.
yeah, Dule Hill.
Oh, he was hilarious on Psych.
He
Many
was
times
hilarious
because
he was
guy
the
who was
straight
supposed to be funny.
as the straight
Yes,
guy. Yeah,
yes.
that's even a funnier gig.
It is when you're him. He was
right.
great at it. Yeah.
And he was great in The West Wing. And then Stuart's watching Ballers now, and he said he's in that as well. So
Okay.
we went to see, there's a show called Lights Out. It's a Nat King Cole show, and he completely transformed into Nat King Cole. I mean, the hair, the voice. He can tap dance. He can sing.
Yes,
like
he can. I have seen this
He's-
on Psych,
he's-
I think.
amazing. He's truly one of the most talented, underappreciated. I don't know. I appreciate him.
Yeah.
I totally appreciate him. So we go to the show and they say, before we go in, a couple of people who work at the theater say, Hi, ma'am, I see you brought your kids to the show. I just want to let you know there is some adult content and herbal cigarettes being smoked. Like, just want to let you know. Mm-hmm. And I said, oh, what kind of adult content? You know, like I might have to prep my husband as well. What are we talking about here? And she said, maybe a little verbal abuse and a little physical. I'm like, oh, no. My kids get verbally and physically abused at home all the time, but I will prep them for the herbal cigarettes. And I looked over, nothing.
Yeah.
Really? Really? Nothing? Okay. And I went,
She's
sure? Like, oh, okay, good. She's kidding. I guess when you deal with the public, you never know what you're going to get.
No. How could you? Especially if you're famous or whatever.
Well, she's not. She's just running the house there. And so she said to me, oh, okay. It was a little nervous. I said, we're huge Dule Hill fans. Both generations here were huge fans. She said, oh, well, if you want to stay after, I'll see if I can get him to come say hello. Mm-hmm. Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes, please. And you know my affinity for, let's just say Dule Hill. Mm-hmm. So now I sound creepy and crazy, but it's not just that.
But it's cool.
I'm a fan. I'm allowed to be a fan.
We get you. Yeah. You're
so, yes. I mean, Idris Elba. Like I have a few people that Stuart should look out if I get the opportunity.
I do not have the Idris thing. I don't know why people have that.
He did look nervous last night. So yeah, the show was fantastic. It was intense and the music was amazing. Such talent in this tiny little theater. I can't believe it's here. This close to home. It's only 70-minute show and it was over. It was intense. It was great. And then we're out. Mm-hmm. Well, everybody files out of the theater. I do want to discuss with you that there was a woman with an emotional support dog in the front row.
Oh, that's nice. Why do you want to discuss? Wait, why?
Because she made an entire production about this gorgeous black lab that had to sit under her chair. She's in the front row. Mm-hmm. Well, the cast came in front of the front row to part of the choreography. She kept saying, I'll take care of me. I'll take care of me. Meanwhile, she has 7 people who work there trying to make it easier for her to put the dog somewhere and Yeah. She just made her issues everybody's issues. Now we're 15 minutes late to the start of the show. You turned the clocks, and now my kids are exhausted, and I'm not leaving until I could put hands on Dule Hill. So
wow,
maybe that was too much.
Fair enough.
So yeah, so she just made an entire production. P.S. She was in her pajamas. So she definitely needed this emotional support dog. She was in her pajamas. So everybody leaves the theater and I see that one house manager who gave me a look and she said, this cast, it's their second show for today. They perform for their friends and family this afternoon. Let me go check and see if they're exhausted. Let me go check and see. He was sweating and crying and he was amazing. Mm-hmm. Right. So she goes back and she comes out maybe a full 5 minutes later. More people have left the theater. Some are still lingering. And she says, come here. What? Come there? I gather my cute little family of 4 and we go behind a door. We go backstage and they're slowly filing out of the cast are slowly filing out of this room. We say hello. This one guy was Sammy Davis Jr. You look in the playbill. He was also in Hamilton. Mm-hmm. And if you look at his credits, ridiculous. He was so amazing. It was so good. Hi. Oh my God, you're amazing. Well, I have this theory to never go backstage. Our friend.
You feel like a bother?
What? Why? Why am I going backstage? He knows he's awesome. He's on the freaking West Wing. Like what? Like why? What could I possibly say that's not wholly awkward in appreciation? Our friend Dina sang the national anthem during a game when she was in LA. The drummer, she knew one of the bandmates when I took her to see Paul Simon here in Philly. Mm-hmm. And she said, let's stay after and say hey. I'm like, maybe you'll meet Paul Simon, who is my musical all-time
hero, right?
All-time hero. He to me is music. He's it.
Yeah.
So I said, stay after. What would I stay after? How could I? Why would I? I've seen him so many times that I finally came up with something I'll never meet him, but something to discuss with him. I finally have shtick enough to stay after a concert and say, hey, my father-in-law was your youth group advisor, and when you sang for him, he told you not to give up your day job. So I finally have shtick for him. So Dina said, stay after. Well, I'll introduce you to the drummer. We played together. No. We're good. Let's go.
Right.
We did stay after. We did. Because it wasn't me. I was not held accountable for having things to say. Well, staying after to see Dule Hill, I should have planned better. I just should have had.
Really?
I should have had something to say. He couldn't have been sweeter, more gracious, more adorable. He couldn't have been nicer. He took, obviously, pictures. You saw them. I texted you a picture.
Was it like hanging out with a stripper where you now feel like you're best friends, even though really you're not? Or is that a mean thing for me to ask you?
I wasn't paying him in that way. I definitely think he thinks I'm a little on the creepy side because I'm such a fan. I think I'm a kind of a fan of everybody on that TV show because the writing was so sharp and fast. And to be able to memorize that much dialogue on such a fast pace, to me is amazing. Like, I write a list of shit I need from Wegmans and I get there and I think, oh my God, what was on that list? Like, I can't, half an hour passes and I have no idea what was on the list if I left it at home.
Right.
So I'm just so impressed that it comes out. And I introduced him to my family. I took a picture. I cropped that picture until it was just us. And then I texted it to you. But it was a great, great night. And I left there on such a high. Came home. Kids go to bed. I go to bed. I wake up an hour and a half later thinking, oh my God, I totally should have asked him about this. I should have done that. Shoulda. My head is just spinning. And I've been up since then. But he did say, I'm taking a couple of days off to fly to Toronto because we're filming the season finale of Suits in Toronto this week. And I thought, you went through this. You have memorized a script from that. You have to, it's amazing to me. So actors and Alzheimer's just really should never go together. Their brains are constantly moving and constantly memorizing and processing and blocking. And it's amazing to me.
Sure. Yeah, you're right.
That was my highlight. My kids loved it too. Yeah. So cute. He's so cute. Did I mention that he's adorable too?
I mean, I didn't know that you had this kind of...
I do. I do.
Appreciation for ethnicities.
Talent. And, well, yeah, of course. I do think...
What do you mean, of course? How would I know that?
Because he's wild. They're wildly talented people, the cast of West Wing. I think they're amazing. I'm a big fan of all of theirs.
Why are you being so
what?
What's the word? Subtle about your love for ethnic men.
Oh, I always told Stuart.
Yeah, you.
I always told Stuart that if I had... Our kids could be so beautiful if he wasn't Whitey Whitowitz. Our kids are adorable right now, but they could have been like, I don't know. I'm a big fan of all races. I am an equal opportunity lover of all types.
Is that true? Are there any... Well, is this a dangerous topic? Should we discuss whether or not we have personal sexual attraction to different ethnicities? Or is that a bad thing to talk about?
Do you have a drop for crickets?
Well, it's just something I've known. I mean, of course I'm attracted to the person.
Yeah, I do have an affinity for white men, black men. Yeah, I'm a fan of talent. And
are there any types of men? Well, I guess we won't talk about.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do the other side. No.
Well, like some people don't like redheads.
No, do you not know of my love of the redhead
problem too?
No, I was obsessed with Eric Stoltz for the first, I would say, 23 years of my life. I just loved Eric Stoltz. Yeah. He was it for me. And I started watching Outlander. Mm-hmm. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I love Outlander. And that dude is adorable.
Adorable's a word. But yeah, he's a redhead who, I mean, redhead could go very wrong.
It could.
As well. So it's another fine line you skate. Very right,
It's
very wrong.
true. Mm-hmm.
Like Jesse Tyler Ferguson is not somebody I would ever be attracted to. That's not the redhead I like. I mean, he as well is wildly talented, but I would never, I couldn't. That's not my kind of redhead.
Yeah. I mean,
Eric Stoltz still makes a random appearance on Madam Secretary, a show I think he produces or directs or somethings, and he still does it for me.
yeah. He's cute. I don't mind redheads. I mean, because I like, what's his name? Singer dude. Train spotting. Ewan McGregor. I like Ewan McGregor too.
Is he blonde or redhead? Strawberry, maybe.
He's strawberry, yeah. But you're right.
But you said singer, and I thought of Rick Astley.
Oh, Lord. Actually, he was adorable.
He was adorable. And he's got that voice. But yeah,
I think across race, I have a thing for boyish. I like boyish dudes. And Sam Heughan is one of those dudes. Idris is not. That's why I think he's not my type.
Okay, because he's all man.
But find me a boyish charm type. Sorry, a boyish charm type guy, and I think any race will do.
Yes. Agreed.
Because I thought, because there was a while there when I grew up in a really small town. There was only like one or two Indian Asian kids. And then I saw Pitch Perfect, and the rapper on Pitch Perfect is so cute. But also, even before that, when I worked at Subaru, there were some very cute Indian guys there. And Scott works with some very cute ones. And I'm like, oh, I don't think I've known enough Indian people growing up to know that I had an attraction to, but it's really that boyish thing that like.
I like the fact that my kids are growing up more so in a
diverse.
non-identified.
Same.
Oh, that's an Indian family. They just see people. We were not raised
too.
That way.
No,
we have a complete appreciation for, but it just wasn't like that. And we are I think the first. Well, in my family, we are the first generation that is erasing a lot of that to the point. Maybe because our kids are growing up in a society where. I'm not saying there aren't race issues, there isn't race, but my kids don't give a shit. They just don't see it that way. And I love that. I couldn't love that more. It's heartwarming in such a shitty place. It's really heartwarming in such a crazy, crazy world that something, even on a small level, is going right.
Yeah, it makes me happy too. Like, I was talking about this with someone about Facebook now has like 58 different genders that you can identify as if you prefer. And she was like, how am I going to explain all those different genders to my kids? And I was like,
you don't have to.
No, honey, they'll explain it to you.
Yeah, you don't have to. The same way they're going to show me how to use my iPhone X when it comes in December.
Yeah, like
you don't have to.
My children explain those things to me. Now, you have no need to. We didn't grow up in a way where we even had those options. Like, they're always going to have those options. There's always going to be able to say, oh, well, this is this, and this is this, and this is this, and this, and this. I mean, I read this, this is kind of embarrassing, but I read this, there's this app called Episodes, and they're like trashy little stories in cartoon form, kind of like how this podcast is going to be if we can play our cards right. Except that has no sound. It's just a cartoon bubbles and stuff. So, I noticed, they're all written and designed and coded by young people. Like, very few of them are even relevant to people my age. I just think they're fun because they're kind of like, I don't know, some of them about mermaid, whatever. It's just a distraction. So anyway, I noticed that every story now has pick your gender love interest, pick your race, pick your identity. And it's just like, people our age writing comic strips like that. No, we certainly wouldn't have. You have a male interest and a female interest. Would you like to keep both? Would you like two males? Would you like two females? Like, you construct, the story is the same. You just construct the gender around your own preferences.
I do love the sexual choose your own adventure.
It's cool. I mean, there's no sex in it because actually you can't even curse an episode. It'll be like, if you say balls, they're like, you've said something inappropriate. So, Like so they find ways of getting around it by using asterisks and stuff, but like it's a pretty clean app. So there's not really sex. It's just this person's flirting, this person's in love, this person's...
Oh, I saw that. Is that the one that has like, oh, your boyfriend is in the hospital. Do you wait for him to wake up or date somebody else? That
yeah,
one?
kind of. Yeah,
I
very
saw
similar.
that.
It's cute. It's really cool.
I thought Mallory would like it, but then I thought, I don't really want her on her phone anymore, so let's not show her that.
Well, there's that.
She just got it
for
back.
me though. I don't know how I even got into it. Honestly, I think I was looking for like, I have a hard time reading. Not like I can't read, but as in I get bored. And so I thought if it was choose your own adventure, it would hold my interest. And it does, even though it's like your teacher got you pregnant or you're dating your stepbrother or... It's so stupid. So
Your teacher got you pregnant.
Some of it is unreadable like that. And some of it, and actually some of the kids like type the way they text, which also makes it unreadable. Because I'm just like,
what the
I
hell
can't
does
read
that
you.
Say? Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know what it says. None of it's in plain English. Like it's a disaster. But yeah. So anyway, it's still funny though. And so I like to I just like to, I don't know, it's just amusing. Slightly amusing.
So can you pick races on there as well to...
Yes, you can choose your race and the race of your beloved. So if you do have jungle fever, you can, without question, like make your particular love interest. And I've read so many stories that like I've used ex-boyfriends. I've made, like celebrity. What in one story I was in love with Justin Theroux. Oh, sorry, I just killed a bug on my mic. Sorry, John. In one story, I was dating Justin Theroux, and Brad Pitt wanted to date me. Like it's always, and we're always in high school or college. Like it's nothing. I mean, because some of them, it's funny because like they do have like you're a housewife by day, spy by night kind of thing, and like even that is like in the view of a teenager where I'm keeping track of like unappreciative kids, and then I go save the world. Like it's still ridiculous. It's just fun.
I like it. Mm-hmm. They have porn like that too. Categories where you can choose all of that stuff.
I don't like porn. Porn makes me sad.
For what? The actors?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
I'm sad for porn, and I can't
get
into it.
But like, what if you looked at 70s porn where it was like the place to be and it wasn't an act of desperation? It was an act of... Yeah, I think if you were going to do porn, you'd probably be dead.
I'm not going to do porn. That's the point.
I'm not talking about you.
Oh, you're giving advice to our listeners now about porn?
If one was going to have done more.
What are you saying exactly?
Dear listeners, I am not giving porn advice. Let's be clear right now. Yeah. That is not my goal. Do not do porn. That's my porn advice. Stay in school. That's always my advice. Stay in school. So yeah, Dule Hill, big fan, and I think I might have creeped him out. I did tell him, I said, I sent you an Instagram message back in September because it was the Jewish holidays and I made dinner and you were in town just rehearsing. You hadn't opened yet. And I knew you guys were here, so I don't cook that often at all. I don't cook that often. So I wanted to invite you over for dinner. And he said, oh, sometimes those don't go through. I'm like, yeah, it's all right. Don't worry about it. You don't have to lie to me. It's okay.
Right.
You're in good company.
Right.
So I told him and I said, you're here till December. So if you want a meal and don't think I'm creepy, come on over. It's never going to happen.
Did you invite him to come over?
Sure did.
Wow.
Sure did.
Through Instagram?
Well, I did it on Instagram. And then last night I mentioned that I had sent him an Instagram instant messagey thing that said, a direct message that said, yeah.
Well,
yeah. What?
Got you comfortable.
No, I was so uncomfortable. It was visibly clear how uncomfortable I was.
You gotta make it like you belong there, or you've been there before. Or am I wrong here when I say that that's a little stalky?
No,
you are not wrong. You are not wrong. Yeah, and if he ever heard this podcast and knew that I would eat him for lunch, I mean, yeah, sorry.
Oh, she got all flustered.
Look, she bumped the mic and everything. That's
dropped
very...
my non-ice
Melissa,
cube
when
water.
you record, where are you sitting?
I'm sitting still on a couch up on the mic like John likes it.
Like you're sitting on a couch? You're not at a desk?
Yeah. I'm not at a desk.
Laptop?
Laptop.
Okay.
Laptop not on my lap. It's on a stool.
Okay. Mic stand.
Mic stand. Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm doing. How funny. Okay.
Jamming on a one. Yeah.
Jam it on the one.
Jam
it on the one. That's scary.
Jamming on one.
Jam it on the one. Anyway, now we're ridiculous. Okay.
As long as he doesn't find this podcast, we're fine. Well, nobody could find it, so we're good.
Did I ask you what my not showering record is, or are you going to ask me that?
I'm curious. What is the record? Your record, John's record for not showering?
Mine's 2 weeks.
Shut up. You shut your mouth. Are you
2
serious?
weeks is a long time.
Yes.
I was looking for the number in days.
Oh.
But
14
weeks.
Yeah, I was, I couldn't take a shower.
Well,
you
continue.
Yeah, well, because I had a procedure.
Oh.
And I couldn't take a shower. Now,
Sponge bathy.
yeah, it was like, but now they have those stupid wipes that they use now.
They do.
Right? Mm-hmm. And they're not the best. But I'll tell you what, I could not wait to get a shower. After 2 weeks, the funk meter is off the charts. Were
you married at the time?
Give up the funk.
No, I was not.
Who's got the funk? Oh, so you were just a repellent of all things.
Yes, I was.
That's funny.
You had a procedure and you were stuck at home, not showered for 2 weeks?
No, I was in the hospital.
Oh.
Oh, that's different.
Don't they bathe you in the hospital?
Oh, no, I wouldn't let that happen.
Why wouldn't you let that happen? He does not read episodes.
The nurses don't make enough money to have to go through that kind of trauma. So I just said, hey, listen, look, I'm a big boy. I can do it myself. I just find that abuse.
I don't know. I delivered vaginally 2 babies. So you just bring a gift at the end of your stay in the hospital. You know, the woman who comes and cleans you out, you just bring dinner, you bring cookies, you just appreciate them because their job is to clean up your not so pretty parts.
Yep.
You just appreciate them. My girlfriend's a labor and delivery nurse. And I love being out with her when somebody looks for like a doctor or a nurse in the house. You know, somebody drops or something happens and I look at her and I said, go ahead, go check her cervix. That is not why she fell to the floor. You cannot just check someone's cervix. Not as helpful to have a labor and delivery nurse in the restaurant when someone's choking. It's fine.
No, it's not. It's certainly not.
But you just treat them really nicely. You give them cookies. That's why nurses, after their first, they start out as these teeny tiny girls right out of nursing school, and then they do thankless, horrible gigs, and people feed them and feed them and feed them, and then they get bigger and bigger. The bigger the nurse, the more appreciated they are. That's my theory.
Wait.
Doesn't sound like a popular one.
What?
Yeah. It's how unless they have that crazy metabolism. Yeah, because you appreciate the stuff they're doing with your parts that the only way we know how to thank them is with food.
I want them to leave me alone, mostly.
After delivering a baby?
Yeah, I don't want them to bother me. Pretty much.
Well, I want everybody to leave me alone.
Yeah, I don't want to be spoken to by nurses.
When a nurse hands me a huge ice pack to put on my lady parts after delivering a baby, I love her. And she cleans up and puts on that.
Yeah, all that's true. They do have to. Yes. Why are we doing this to John? I'm just curious.
I don't know. I think he had it coming.
I guess. So sponge baths don't count. What about just being at home and just not fucking showering though?
That's what I'm talking about. Neglect.
Yeah, I want that. We need this. I think for me, like 5 days.
Are you waiting for my answer?
I don't know what Melissa.
Because it's 4.
Yeah, I hit like a 3.5. I hit a 3.5, and my family's like, "Hey, Mom."
Oh, really?
When's the last time? Well, because I make fun of. Yeah, I make fun of the kids. I said, "Hey, how long has it been?" And once they hit like a 2, 3, I will hold them down in the shower. I shame them into showering. But yeah, I've hit 3. I've showered before bed before making it 4. Just because I didn't get out of my pajamas this day. I sat and I typed and I wrote or I did whatever nonsense in the house. I cleaned up dog vomit, whatever it was. You don't need to shower to clean out doggy eye boogies. It's just not a prereq.
Maybe want to after.
After I make... No, they eat it. It's like a bath right there. It's John's sponge bath. It's fine.
Why do I always feel victimized by these conversations?
I want you to know I drop it in whenever I can because I know how it makes you feel.
Is that what's happening?
I don't think you do.
I know. I know how.
Because I had to shut my mic off.
You did? Did you gag again?
Yes.
Oh man,
it's the grossest thing.
I know how it
really
makes you feel.
I don't know why we have to. I really don't know why.
You don't know why I subject you to it? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I don't know why we have to be continually I also don't know why it doesn't gross you out, to be honest.
It just doesn't. I don't know. You have kids. You wipe parts. You clean parts. You happen to have a kid who's anally retentive about being clean, which is super rare. But kids are disgusting. Well, Isaac doesn't like to get dirty.
No, he's not a fan. You're right. He's not a fan. You're right.
He gets that from his dad.
Yeah.
He gets that from his daddy.
He doesn't get it from me, baby. We know that.
Yeah, I just thought 3 to 4 days, 5 days, but after that, somebody is going to have to intervene. Mm-hmm. I just want my kids who are entering that or in that puberty stage when stuff is, you just get in the shower. It makes everything a little bit better. And Stuart used to say when doing night shifts or working 36 hours, he would say a shower is worth 2 hours of sleep. So that would.
He's never been a mommy.
No, he hasn't. No, well. He's never nursed, but yeah, I guess that part of being a mommy sucks.
It's adorable that he would say that. Now he's even more adorable than he was before.
Great. That's what I was trying to avoid.
Only because he's so oblivious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think when you can smell your own funk, that other people have been smelling your funk for 2 days.
No, that's not always true when you're a woman.
Oh dear. Tell us more about that.
Just saying some people are more fragrant than others. That's all. I don't think you're right.
Like if you lift your arm to do something and
lifting your arm is
away,
different. No,
and you move away and you catch a whiff, and
it's time.
Yeah, it's time.
It's just past time, but okay.
I was thinking more in terms of like you go to sit down. Yeah. I mean, after a couple of days, you're just like, yeah, a shower would be good because you can see waves of smell starting to.
Right. Like if someone walks by you and you catch, when someone walks by you and you catch that BO kind of smell and you're like, I can't take that.
We went to see Thor this weekend on Saturday. We went to go see the new Thor movie, which was great. But they're all reserved seats now. So you go online, you buy your seat, you get to pick your seat. And I sit down, and a woman sits on the other side. Stuart and I are on each end of the kids. They don't like to be near strangers. They're so weird. So we sat on the ends, and this woman sits down next to me, and she reeks. Not BO, but she's wearing a weird perfume. Mm-hmm. She's wearing a weird perfume that's not mixing with her smell. It's horrible. It's making me nauseous. Then she reaches her hand into her purse and pulls out a snack, which adds like a savory vomit smell.
Ew.
So I paid for this ticket to be sitting exactly where I wanted.
Ugh.
And now I have to move. Can I move? Somebody else might have paid for another seat that I'm about to take. I had to move. And after I moved, Ethan said the wall of funk hit me and I had to move too. So we all sat where we didn't want to sit because this woman brought her smell and her food. Don't get me wrong. I've actually brought Chinese food into movie theaters before.
I brought fried chicken once.
It's the most fun ever.
It was the most fun I ever had with my mother, I think, was Chinese, was going through a Roy Rogers before we went to the movie.
Roy Rogers.
It was so fun, dude.
You're bringing it back.
Great.
So I had to move because smell is the worst. You have to admit smell is worse than the whole boogie thing, right?
I will attest to that.
How would you describe the smell? Like what would the smell be described as? Like if you could mix a concoction that smelled like that, what ingredients would you use?
Okay, I would put some Indian spices. I would put some chum. With a Worcestershire topping. It was like a over savory, vomity. It was terrible. And then her perfume wrapped it in this perfect package of I'm going to kill myself or this woman. But I really want to see Thor, so I'm definitely going to kill the woman first and hope I get to see Thor. And the movie was great.
Yeah.
It was gross. It was gross. It's offensive. You can't go out to public places with that pig pen cloud around you, be it any smell. Just be less, like that woman with her dog. It's making everybody deal with you and what you bring into the room. I don't want to be noticed. I want to walk into the theater, sit down, watch the show, watch the movie, and not be, I don't want a flag coming up from where I am, that green hue or anything like that. Don't notice me. How about that?
Don't notice
Please.
you?
Don't notice me. I'm always afraid at even at the show, even at Dule Hill's show, this amazing guy comes out and he says, is it anybody's birthday in the house tonight? And I thought, no. You're breaking a wall I don't need you to break. I'm here for you. Please don't. Here we go. Yes, it's Daniel's birthday. Let's sing happy birthday to Daniel. Please don't involve us.
Womp, womp.
Yeah, I like the anonymous I'm out there in the world thing. John and I were talking earlier about being on social media and choosing to either be anonymous or be out and about. I have a private anonymous thing and then I have a social thing. Mm-hmm. But you pick one. You can't if you choose one, you have to be consistent on that platform. For example, John was talking about somebody who was just watching, and then came out of the shadows and made a comment that was inappropriate at best. And then if you go and look at who he is, because you have this account, it tells you that he's loving father of 3 kids, loving husband. Well, you just made a wildly inappropriate comment on this social media thing that's private, that's a personal account. You just have to be consistent with who you're offending or who you're commenting and how you're commenting. And it's, John, you want to finish that story?
Well, yeah, because she, on Twitter, she had a very naked frontal picture of herself.
Yikes.
And he made an inappropriate emoji response. And she said, boy, would your wife like to know about that response there? And he deleted his account.
Because he got it pummeled. Yeah, people said, oh, let's find out who your wife is, because he has an account that has all of his information on it. Mm-hmm. Not smart. But if you are a troller and you just go and you lurk or like my brother used to do, have an anonymous sort of character that you put out there, you can comment, you can start an uprising over something, but you're not tying it back to your family, and you're not going to have to delete your entire presence because you messed up.
Yeah, some social medias you can do that on, like Twitter, but on Facebook they frown on you if you're not yourself.
Right.
So, and even if you're not yourself, the people know, if to be friends with somebody, they know who you are, or they wouldn't friend you. So, right. I mean, yeah, I can understand that, but yeah, Twitter's the wild, wild west, I think, of social media. Well, yes. Twitter's the wild, wild west of social media, and Reddit is the dark web of social media. So you can get in real trouble in those 2 spots.
It's true. When you're right, you're right.
Although I can get in trouble on any social media platform.
Yes, you
also
can.
True.
Yes, you can.
Melissa and I are both like, yup.
Yes, you can.
That is funny.
I have no filter.
No, you don't. But it's cool. That's why we like you.
So while you were talking about smells and everything, there's a story I saw where a gynecologist broke up with her boyfriend because he was complaining about the way her vagina smelled.
She broke up with him?
It seems like he would have he would have a...
Well, I guess he was like, hey, maybe you could do something there to make that thing not smell like a tuna boat.
That's grounds. I hear it. That's grounds.
Wait a minute. But don't you think he's considered an expert on smells?
I thought she's the gynecologist.
She's the gynecologist.
Oh, she is.
And her boyfriend complained about her stinky hey nanny.
Oh, he's got some... Wow.
So she broke up with him. And then she tried to make it like he was controlling her. And I'm like, I don't think he was controlling you. He just didn't want to gag during sex.
Wow. What a jerk, though.
I guess it depends on how you approach it.
Like, don't you think she would know if she's not right there, though?
Let's take a bath together.
I'm just, I understand it. Like, listen, back in the day, I had an issue where I met somebody and hey now, yada, yada, yada. We ended up back at my place and it was so bad that the next day I had to throw my mattress out. I had to throw the mattress out. Now, and she wanted to date after that, and I couldn't tell her. So how bad does this have to be when he said something to her?
Bad, but I mean,
So does that mean he loved her and wanted to keep this up, but
Right.
this was the one thing?
Right. It was like, yeah, listen, baby, I love you and everything, but hoofa.
I don't know many women that would stay with a man after he said that to her.
yeah.
All right. Well, what do you do as a guy? What do you do? How do you broach that subject?
You say, I love you. Yeah, you just say it the way he said. So you feel bad for the dude is what you're saying, because there's no nice way to tell someone her punani ain't right.
Yeah.
Well, she's a gynecologist, though. See, here's the thing.
They're supposed to be self-cleaning from what I understand.
No, they're not. You have
They-
to use soap.
That's what she says.
Outside, yes. They are
Outside
self-cleaning
needs
inside.
soap. They
Right.
are so. Yeah, you don't stick a soapy finger up there, but you are supposed to wash the surrounding areas thoroughly.
Thoroughly.
So that's the part I think that isn't going well. Or maybe she has that thing, vaginismus or whatever.
Vaginosis.
Vaginuna? I don't know.
Vaginitis.
Vagino, whatever it is,
So-
it makes it smell not so fresh. But yeah, I don't know if I would break up with someone over that. I think I would investigate for myself.
It would definitely ruin sex for a while.
Maybe she's a gynecologist because her smell function is on the fritz permanently.
Oh.
Maybe she has like a no smell. Maybe she can't smell stuff, which actually would
makes
not
it a
make you a
great
good
job for her.
gynecologist. It would, except that you wouldn't be able to tell when one of them is not feeling so good.
Okay, so what she was doing, she was responding. She was responding to a article where women are using Vicks Vapor Rub
No.
What?
to mask
No.
their. That's what it says
No.
in the article. If you look at the
Ouch.
article,
Bad
Help.
dog. No.
bad dog.
Bad dog. No. That is not okay.
Sounds so, have you ever even, first of all, there are some like Irish Springs out there that are a little minty that I can't handle.
I
Like-
once used icy hot on my knee and then forgot to wash my
Scratched your
hands.
balls or something.
No, I went to the bathroom afterwards and I was
Oh, no.
like, what is this? This is burning sensation.
I had to stay in the bathroom for 48 minutes.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes, it
have
was
to-
horrible.
Yeah. That's not, as Isaac would say, that's not a good choice.
It's not a good choice.
Isaac.
That's not a good choice.
But I was thinking, I was going to ask you, ladies, because I don't have the familiarity with the parts that you do, that wouldn't Vicks Vapor Rub hurt?
Yes.
I
The
would say
answer,
yes.
Sadly,
That's
is yes.
You don't put anything on there. So don't do that. Soap and water, my friend. Clean it well, and move on.
Yeah, that's not cool at all. Not a good choice.
Not a good choice.
I wonder if she has another boyfriend now
Like,
or is
you can
married.
ask
That we can call.
Hey, that would be
That we
So-
can contact to get
Yes.
411.
we need to have an interview. So I hear you're with Doctor and
and we've
just wondering.
heard.
We
I mean,
yeah.
why? First of all, why is this even written in an? Why is this news? Tell me why this is news.
It's in the New York Post. I don't know, but it
Oh,
the
it's
New
the New
York
York
Post.
Post. Never mind. Never mind.
Why? Never
Yeah.
mind.
Because then it's the New York Post.
What does that mean?
Isn't that a-
Is supposed to mean something to me?
Yeah.
Credibility wise?
Yeah. Do they not have?
No, that's not news.
I'm
That's-
sorry.
That's rag.
It was the Sun. It was in the UK.
That's even
It was
worse.
The Sun. Is it worse?
Well, that's
yeah.
more
Oh,
appropriate.
yeah. The sun is not cool. Yeah.
Right. I mean, she's a very attractive woman.
Is that the woman with the 4-color hair?
Yes, the parrot head.
The
Parrot head.
I'm a Jimmy Buffett fan. Be careful. Careful.
Careful, darling.
Careful.
Careful.
I'm a Buffett fan. They're parrot heads. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do.
Doctor breaks up with boyfriend because he complained about her vagina smell. Oh, it says New York Post.
Okay.
Yeah, that's crazy. But to be honest, I have broken up with or ghosted. It's just really my MO from college on for less.
Really?
Yeah, sure. Sure.
What?
I once dated a dirty talker.
You don't like that?
Well, we were 3 dates in, and I'm just about to go back to his place, and he used words that made me stroke out. And I just whispering in my ear in
What could somebody possibly
in
say?
a crowded bar. I mean, I don't even know him that well. And
John, what could somebody possibly say that would make you
have me? A woman
anybody.
could say to me?
It wasn't
What
even a
could they
break.
have-
He wasn't my boyfriend. It was a date we went on, and the second date, and I was, third date, I was gonna stay over, and I couldn't believe my ears, and I packed up.
Whoa.
I didn't even have to pack up. I just picked up my bag. I'm like, oh my God, it was so much fun. Gotta go. And I wound up at my friend's. I went to my friend's apartment in Irving Plaza, and he has a doorman, and I walked right by him. I'm like, hey, Tony, walked right up, and I knocked on his door. He said, why am I paying all this money if you could just march past my doorman like you live here? And I said, please do not ask me any questions. But my date did not end the way I thought it would, and I just crawled into bed with him. And I said, he's like, I am not going to sleep till you tell me what he said. I am not going to sleep. And it was too much. It was too much. I just really met
So much
you.
that even years later, you can't say it now.
I can't even imagine. I'm so curious.
So it's just somebody did
She's
that.
just afraid someone else is going to hear.
Yes.
us
So
talking about
there's
it.
that. I mean, there aren't
Can
people
I
who
bleep it? Can I bleep it?
I feel like the answer is yes, but it's her life, not mine.
I feel like
Can I cut it out?
Yes, you can cut it out.
Okay, go ahead.
You promise me you will?
Of
Yeah.
course.
Okay. So we're at this crowded bar. Drinks are flowing. I'm feeling giddy, and he leans with his super hot breath into which we discussed this whispering podcast and how it freaks me out and makes me uncomfortable. So
Yes,
it's the
so
same
funny.
thing. He leans in, and I feel his breath down my neck, and which could have been, turned into. He leaned in and he said, "Oh, Melissa, I want to your."
And that
I
was too
thought-
much for you.
And I thought, all those drinks.
You're
were
not
on their
really the
way.
right girl to hear that, I don't think.
Which word was the most offensive? Or
Yes, and yes. Like the cocktail of the three of them together. I could have handled.
I see that
I think
offending Melissa's sensitive ears.
I think might have been the worst part. I think because nothing dried me up like the fact that he was using. I just. And to be honest, he was super. He was super handsome. He was built. He was wildly successful. He worked for one of the financial companies. He had taste. He smelled good, which is really, for me, in singlehood, the cocktail of smelling good, looking good, and being kind was just the perfect cocktail of yes, please.
See. I learned to always be wary of those who smell good.
Well, after a few drinks, I mean,
No, because
you lose your ability to make choices.
No,
Don't drink.
No.
Stay in school and don't drink.
No, but also because they're players. I mean, no, smell like soap, but too much cologne is a red flag for me.
Yes, the same way too much savory food at the movie theater is just too much for me.
Yes. I don't know. I'm just saying it's a bad sign.
I think he worked hard. He went home, had a quick shower, and then came out to meet me. And I thought, oh, wow, hello. Certain smells are great. Intoxicating, if you will.
If you will.
I will. I definitely will. Yeah, so he dropped a verbiage. And then here the worst part was, months later, I'm already dating Stuart. He calls and says, look, on paper, in practice, we were kind of perfect for each other. Please tell me what I did wrong. I can't seem to make a relationship work.
Oh, gee.
And I wanted to cry. Like, I can't hurt him.
Why? You should tell him.
I couldn't tell him. I wimped
It's your
out.
freaky deaky.
I wimped out. I wish I would have an easier time now telling him, but I just couldn't. I just couldn't do it.
I guess.
I was a bit of a coward. I admit it now.
And a half.
I was a bit of a coward.
I so want to be able to just bleep what he said,
Yeah.
and leave Melissa saying it the way she said it with the whispery kind of voice. I think it would be so funny to hear. It's like, I just want to. And then our reaction to it afterwards would be perfect.
Yeah, I just didn't know what to say. So
Do it.
I will do that. This is why I love this show, because what happens is you do something and my creativity pops in and I'm like, oh, this could be so funny if I just do this or whatever. So that's why I love this show.
the guttural for me. And a from Jessica.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely, the whole show Seinfeld was based on breaking up with somebody because they ate peas one at a time, or their belly button spoke to me, or just hello.
Oh, yeah, you're not alone here. I broke up with someone because there was a guy I was just starting to do. I mean, besides the fact that he was 6'5", and I'm only 5'2", and people would stare like we were a carnival act.
And you had to go up on him.
I did. I never heard that. So funny.
Wow, look at you.
It's true. He had just, his parents or his mother or somebody had just died or gone into a nursing home. I don't remember. And he had inherited the house, and I went to see it. And when I went there, he had in the kitchen like an extensive collection of roosters. And I was like, oh, so you must have just inherited the house, right? And he was like, no, I've lived here about 1.5 years. And I was like, and scene.
We're out.
Too many roosters, like rooster. And he was like, yeah, my mom really liked roosters. And I was like, how could you not?
Box them
have
up.
to be the first to go, though.
Box them up.
Have to be the first to go.
Tchotchkes number 1, bad wallpaper number 2. That order.
It was pretty shallow of me to, I guess, get rid of someone because of their rooster collection, but I was horrified. Yeah, I was horrified. Horrified. Anyway.
Yeah, there are probably others too.
Yeah. So, anyway. What else are you talking about today? You had a list. Oh, what's happening here? Is that the woman's vagina?
Yes. I put that in there.
She's not a gynecologist.
She is a gynecologist. That's
No, she's not.
What do you say? The article's lying?
Yep.
Dr.
Oh, you outed her. Wow.
It's in the article. I didn't out her.
She looks like a psycho. All right, moving on. Okay, I didn't see the picture before.
The one thing I want to see if you guys can circle back to is there's a...
Wait, what?
A thing
Why
where
is my midlife crisis on the list here?
I was just cracking up because of your midlife crisis.
Am I having a midlife crisis?
I think a little bit.
All right.
Melissa put a thing up here about married women shouldn't. That would be a topic.
Yes. Can we talk about that?
Yeah. So I told John, Stuart said to me, married women shouldn't. And then I just stroked out. Like it didn't matter what he said after that because I was now breathing fire.
So should we make a list?
Yeah. What shouldn't married women do? He was talking about the fact that I was direct messaging on Facebook with an old friend of mine from high school. He's single, and some of his dating stories. And I was laughing my ass off. So grateful that that's not the situation I'm in right now, and going through what he's going through and all that stuff. And he made a comment like, married women shouldn't have like these single male friends that they talk to about that. And I just, what?
Yeah.
That's the same guy who passed away a few weeks ago.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
Yeah. So I thought, okay, well, problem solved, asshole. But no, that wasn't what I said to him. But married women, that phrase really bothered me, that married women shouldn't do what? Cheat on their husbands? Check.
Yes. That's certainly one of them.
Let's see.
Show too much boob?
Check.
Okay. Well, I don't really have that issue. Check out my Bitmoji. I don't really have that issue. Married women shouldn't what?
Married woman shouldn't have to kill bugs.
Fix the Wi-Fi.
No, I know what the game is. I know what we shouldn't do. But I'm
something
just saying,
that's inappropriate that a married woman would do.
Like, go to singles night at a bar. Go put themselves in.
Probably
I don't
not.
know.
Not wear your wedding ring.
Drink too much at business functions.
Sleep around.
All right.
Go
sleep
up
around.
on someone.
Go up on someone. Yes to all. What else?
Invite actors to dinner.
Oh. My family was going to be there. He's adorable.
She said.
Oh, yes. Well, it just brought me back to how cute he was. Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong. Well, John said shouldn't be jealous. And I think that's ridiculous.
Depends. I'm not particularly jealous, but I
think it's a wasted emotion.
Don't you think jealousy comes sometimes with what the other person is doing, or no? No.
Your own insecurity.
Exactly, your own insecurities.
Well, so sometimes married women should be jealous, especially if they're terrible wives like me. Kidding.
Never thought of that.
Well, if you're not fulfilling, be it laundry, cooking, sex, a portion of your husband's needs, the fear is that he will seek it elsewhere.
Well, right. And it shouldn't be. You should work it out. But yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Basically.
Date their therapist. Oh, that's just anyone.
Married women shouldn't forget their anniversary.
Yeah, I found a problem with the phrase "married women shouldn't." We're having a hard time coming up with lots of things.
I am. Kind of am.
Yeah,
maybe you should tell Stuart it's not. There's not a lot of things that we can come up with that they shouldn't do. They can dress slutty. They can drink too much. They can certainly smoke pot and do drugs. What can't they do?
Disrespect their marriage is the only thing that I can really.
You really think married women can go out dressed slutty? You think that's appropriate?
Look, you know what you're getting.
Appropriate? No, but I don't think they can't, I guess.
Here's the thing. I always say I like to use, in situations like this, the shoe on the other foot. Like, how would you feel if your husband did X, Y, Z?
Uh-huh.
If you get a twinge where you don't like it.
Makes you uncomfortable.
Right. Then you shouldn't do it. That's how I feel about it.
Fair enough.
I mean, but we are talking about Scott here, though. Just saying.
So he's not going to a company party, drinking too much, and taking home the phone number of somebody who can clean his house every other Thursday?
You've met him, right?
I have met him.
If anything, he's boring them with stories about Superman.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
All right. So there is really nothing that a married woman shouldn't disrespect her marriage. Let's leave it there.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe he likes when she dresses slutty. We don't know.
Well, that's the difference if they're together. You don't go out with the girls dressed slutty.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
You're
how
right.
would you feel
if you're talking to two
he was going out with the guys?
You're talking to two sluts, so that's part of the problem.
Yeah, you're talking to two 40-somethings who don't go out like that. So it's not it's not a we used to.
I disagree with the thing about the single guy, because I feel that you've made a vow and you should be able to keep that no matter if the guy's single or not.
Yeah, I mean, we both have had this conversation. If this isn't working, we're getting out of this before we get into something else. Don't make an ass out of. That's my big objection. You have someplace else you want to be. Get out of where you are. Mm-hmm. Make a break and then go and do whatever you want to do. If you're changing, I don't know, partners, genders, whatever you're doing.
Genders.
Get out. Or have enough respect for the person you pledged to spend your life with and had children with to get out and then get into something else and enjoy your life. Definitely. Yeah. But don't disrespect that your children's other parent, whoever it might be.
Right.
Whomever.
Whatever.
Whatever. We talked about Kevin Spacey last week. And he said,
I think we need to talk about it some more.
Let's reserve judgment.
I made a big mistake.
People crawl out of the woodwork if it's just one shot. Did he make a mistake coming out or being outed and apologizing in the same text?
I take back everything I said about him and more.
And because of this, they canceled. It turns out they canceled one of my favorite shows on TV. It's over because they can't.
Oh, and so is a bunch of other projects he was going to do as a result.
I hear that the House of Cards, they might just be writing him off the show.
Oh, perfect.
Wow.
Ultimate punishment.
How many people did he unemploy because of his actions? I mean, that's really not fair. And here's the other thing. I'm no lawyer or anything like that. It's not fair to the people.
To the people who work
who
with
now
him?
have to go find a job.
Right.
Because of his actions.
Yeah, they had one season left. It was the last season. Nonetheless, that was guaranteed job for all of those people.
Right.
True. The crew, the cast, everybody.
Yeah, and he's done. So he's probably not even allowed back on the lot anymore. So how are they going to do a
write-off?
A show without him?
I just saw Princess Leia in the next Star Wars, and I'm thinking, how you doing this? How do you keep bringing back people from beyond? I guess it's Star Wars. They could come in by, what's that called? Hologram.
Mm-hmm.
CG.
Hologram.
Computer graphics.
That's what my kids wanted. Holograms. Of what? Of themselves on their tables as for their B'nai Mitzvah. I want a hologram of me playing baseball on this table. Hologram? What did you just say?
Yeah, right. Really,
No.
a hologram?
That's for Isaac's 4th birthday. Holograms all over the house
That would be amazing.
of him.
I wonder what he'll be into next year.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know, what am I going to have to deal with next year is really the question.
I'm so glad that I'm past Paw Patrol, and I'm so glad I'm past.
You know what? He has never really liked Paw Patrol.
Well, my kids never knew it.
You know, there are certain things that I didn't like that my kids also didn't like, and that is the beauty of genetics. So, for example, Barney.
Yeah.
My kids did not give a fuck about Barney, and I was always so grateful. And SpongeBob, I always got a huge kick out of it. So, there you have it, folks. We are what we create.
My favorite SpongeBob is when SpongeBob and Patrick adopt a baby clam. And SpongeBob is the wife and Patrick is the husband. It's classic.
It is funny. That is a funny ass show, you have to admit.
Dear listeners, we are planning for you.
It says auto.
Artwork.
Front view
You can
happy.
be with us.
All right. I'll change it.
I like that on your screen, the 3 of us are now blinking and staring at you, waiting for something to do.
Actually, John's typing also.
That's amazing.
That is amazing.
The whole time, even if he doesn't talk, I'm going to have him working. Because I know that's what he's
saying
doing.
Nothing. He's just still typing.
That's exactly, that's what he's doing.
Yeah, I picture him doing lots of things.
A lot of times I'm sitting here shutting my mic off so I don't laugh into the recording.
That's funny.
Yeah, well, the one time she caught me, I had my mic open. I didn't realize it until I started laughing, and then I quick had to hit the mic.
I wish I could share my screen with you guys real quick so that you could see it, but I'll just have to take a screenshot again.
It's adorable.
That is classic.
I love it.
Wow. I might actually have to get that.
I think it's worth $40.
I do.
Absolutely. Did you have a quiz or no quiz this week?
All right, let's end with a quiz. Hold on.
Is it going to be a segment where you could say, the quiz?
Yeah, I can do a... Yeah, you want me to figure out a jingle or something?
To sing the quiz?
Sure. Do you prefer the would you rathers or do you prefer the who are yous? Or would you like to test like your trivia?
Surprise me.
Oh, damn it.
Supplies.
What do you like, John?
Let's go trivia.
Okay.
Alex?
For 100.
I gotta find trivia that I know she knows.
Well, that's not really the...
I don't know a lot. I've gotten dumber. Like I used to do really well in math, and now Ethan comes home with his math, and I can't.
Like if you had pop culture trivia of today, that would be kind of funny to see how old we actually are now.
Actually, most of these trivias require visuals, so I'm going to go back to would you rather.
Would you rather?
Do you watch Stranger Things? You do, right?
Yes, I'm 3 episodes into this season. Anybody got time for that?
Okay, here's a good one. Here we are with Would You Rather. We're going to test what you'd rather do. How's that?
Great.
Okay, go. John, it's up to you to make that sound good. Next. Okay. Melissa.
Sir.
Would you rather be in Taylor Swift's squad or be Adele's bestie?
Adele's bestie. Didn't blink.
What I would pick as well.
Didn't blink for a second.
65% of people agree with us. Would you rather travel in time to meet yourself at birth or death?
Oh, good God.
That is a hard one.
Death.
You know what you were like. There's enough pictures to know what to expect with the first one.
Yeah, and what's the point of you as a baby? What's the point?
Just
You're not going to
your
Nope, I'm out.
little
Death.
self, I guess. Death?
No. Yeah.
John, what do you think you would pick for that?
Birth.
Why?
Because I don't want to be there. I'm going to be there once. I don't want to be there twice.
Yeah.
I don't want to know how it's going to happen.
But I wouldn't mind knowing how old I was going to be.
Yeah, if you can,
that's
and
true.
you can say, give me a piece of advice from the last X year. What if it's like 10 days from now? Well, the advice is don't walk under that fucking
I
ladder.
was just going to say, yeah, don't eat that shrimp. Okay, 55% of people agree with us. Would you rather, well, this is going to be an easy one for Melissa.
Uh-oh.
Ready?
do it.
Would you rather marry a doctor or be a doctor?
Well, that's easy for her. She's already done it.
Right.
I don't think it's easy for me.
You don't?
No.
It's not easy to be married to a doctor, but it can't be. But you know what it's like to be one because you are married to one. This is actually the perfect question for you.
I don't know.
Would you change it?
Would I change Stuart's field?
Let me ask this. Would you switch places with Stuart?
Maybe. I don't know. I think it's more complicated for me than for you guys. So
that's why you're the one we're waiting on their answer. Okay, in my situation, I think I would rather marry one.
Me too, because I couldn't be a doctor.
I don't like slicing things.
I don't
other
like
people.
Bodily fluids and smells.
Don't like, right. People in general are just revolting and disgusting. And so depending on, I mean, if I were a psychiatrist, maybe. But other than that, no. Could not do it.
And I have a problem. Yeah, I have a problem with other people's blood. Mine, not so much, but other people's blood.
Bumps, sweat, hair.
It's the rashes. To be honest, it's the rashes.
Rashes, kvetching. Also the kvetching. If you're married to one, at least.
All right, I'll marry one. At least we get to hear good stories. All right, marry.
61% agree. No one wants to be a fucking doctor. Okay. Would you rather have beer taste like water or water taste like beer? I would rather have beer taste like water.
Beer tastes
like
water. Beer tastes like water.
80% agree. Would you rather wear Crocs and socks every day or marry someone who wears Crocs and socks every day?
I can't think of two worse fates.
This is the worst, most hardest question.
I don't know how to even
seen with that motherfucker. I think I'd rather wear it myself. At least I feel like I could rock it in style.
I don't know.
At least he's the one embarrassed. No, I don't think I could either. Actually, I hate
can't.
Crocs.
It's got to be
I'll
Mary.
marry someone.
It's got to be Mary. And then you have to hope he's a chef.
Yes.
And has an excuse. Or a surgeon, because you can...
Yeah, they wear Crocs and socks.
You can wash fluids off of those real easy.
I have one if you would like one. I have a question.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Would you rather know when you're going to die or know how you're going to die?
But not when?
Right.
I think
you can either know when or
when.
how.
I don't want to know how, but when would be cool.
Okay.
Because I could make the most of the time I had left and not worry about the how.
We feel that way about
what I'm really worried about is the how, not the when.
There's also one I see here that they'll make you cringe. I don't know if you ladies would want this.
Okay.
All right, here we go. I can always cut it out if you don't like it.
You can always cut it out. So true.
Would you rather pry off your thumbnail with a fork or...
Definitely not that choice.
You would think until or...
You would think
until you have to...
choose this one.
Put a toothpick under your big toenail and kick a wall.
Where did you even find that? That's a problem.
He's making it up. That is a problem. But honestly, I don't know if that one's worse than the Crocs and socks one. But because that would be a never-ending life of irritation, whereas this is just going to hurt one time. I think I would prefer to have less use of my toe than my thumb.
Yeah, I could hobble more than I
could hobble
jars,
and let other people get stuff for me. But if I had no thumb use, that would make life more difficult. So I don't know which one would hurt more, but I'm going with functionality for 200, Bob.
Plus, you could hide that toe in a Croc and a sock and have no trouble.
Touche. Yeah.
That's gross.
That is
horrible.
Gross. Who thought that's disgusting? Okay.
You would think that was gross, but I have one worse.
No.
All right. Do it.
Would you rather watch your parents have sex every day of your life for the rest of your life, or...
Wait, once a day or all day?
No, once a day.
Watch your parents have sex every day for the rest of your life.
But one time a day, not all day, because you have to eat and stuff.
Right.
And raise your family, yeah.
And you said that's a definite no, right?
Or have sex with one of them?
Sex with your father.
Join in wants to stop it.
Oh, fuck. I've heard that one, and it's
I have
equally
too.
as disturbing.
And you're a horrible person. And from now on, there are going to be dogs eating their boogies in every single episode that we ever.
I think when it comes to this one, I have to vote that both are equally horrible.
Yeah, I think I have to jump out a window.
I might
think
just
I'd rather
end
kick
it
a
all.
wall with a toothpick in my toenail. Wait, what?
I might just end it all.
Right.
After that.
I agree with that.
I don't think life is worth living if you have to do either one of those things. I would be scarred for life after both. In fact, I overheard my parents once, and it took me years to be able to look them both in the face again. I don't even know if my dad knows that. Oh, God.
I have one more gross one.
All right, let's have it. I'm oddly...
Would you rather eat a bowl of vomit
No.
or lick a hobo's foot?
Lick a hobo's foot.
I've heard these. Where did you get this?
This is BuzzFeed.
Oh,
Is it?
I don't want to admit I'm on BuzzFeed.
I'm always on BuzzFeed. That's where all my quizzes come from.
I've seen you on BuzzFeed. What have I seen you on?
I don't know. I love BuzzFeed, though. It's good stuff.
I can't eat
I
you're
can't eat
mean.
vomit.
You're just
Can't
mean.
even- I don't
A
even think I can
bowl
be
of.
around
It's the
vomit.
bowl of. One lick
Bowl.
of anything, I could then Brillo my tongue.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
There's
It's
no
the whole
back-
get a spoonful.
And the
That's
swallowing part.
That's right.
I struggle with that in the first place, but
Yep.
I do have
Painful.
a pretty intense gag reflex, so
Same.
can't do it.
Intensely bad or not at
Extremely
all?
intense. Just as in, it gets set off easily.
Like a hairball.
Oddly. Let's not get back into it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, for her-
you win the grossest. You win the grossest.
Okay.
If wherever
was
the suck cup
disgusting.
is, hand over
That
the
was
suck cup for 10 minutes.
horrifying. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was gross. Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
I do think I've heard those too.
Oof.
I'm here for you.
Oof.
Yeah, thank you for that.
This is
and now back
therapy.
to a more mild one. Would you rather listen to Christmas music all year round or never at all?
Never at all is fine by me.
Yeah, me too.
Really?
Oh, I can't stand Christmas. I hate Christmas. You know that.
Well, I don't mind it, but if
Well,
I have a
actually,
choice,
yeah.
if that's the choice, then never at all. I don't mind Christmas music. Some of it's delightful, but I can't listen to it all
Right,
year
you
round.
don't-
I'll kill someone.
So the common folk is 51 to 49%. They can't decide. Okay, this is a tough one, dude. Would you rather marry your soulmate but hate your job or love your job but never meet your soulmate? Ooh.
I think I'd rather be fulfilled at home than at work, so I'd rather marry my soulmate.
Yeah,
Have
I'll
you
do
ever
that.
hated a job, Melissa?
I have.
I don't think any kind of soulmate can make up
But the
for
jo-
the soul-crushing.
I look at
job
it this
I
way. They only
existed.
have you for so many hours.
Yeah, the
in
job
work.
I hated was a 9 to 5. It wasn't a career. It was a job I hated. So I would go in, I would produce, and I would leave, and I would have my life back. But if it's if you're a doctor and it's your career and it's your whatever, I might have to reconsider. But as far as marrying my soulmate and going to a job I hate, I'm fine with it.
I think I would almost rather not meet my soulmate. Does that make me? I don't know. I can't tell if
That makes you something.
I can't tell if that makes me incredibly spoiled, but that's what I choose.
I think it makes you're career oriented more than family oriented.
Ambitious?
I just had so many jobs that I've hated.
I think what you're looking for is dead inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're saying I'm dead
No.
inside?
No, you say you're dead inside. I mean, even if it's 9 to 5, I mean, the jobs you've had that crushed your soul, was it 9 to 5? Or was it Jessica makes her hours, produces when she can, but works for complete asshat?
Yeah. No, I've had like soul crushingly terrible and mean and horrible jobs. It's still a tough call.
All right, as long as you're struggling with it. I did retail. That was part of the suck. But it's clock in, clock out. Clock in, put on your faux smile and dance, even with a headache. I'll dance for you like I'm a monkey, and then I will go home. Clock out, go home.
I'm too married to what I do. Like no matter what I'm doing, I'm too married. I am admittedly ridiculously invested in whatever the fuck it is I'm doing all day. That's why I've changed my business so many times. That's why I've had 40 jobs in 40 years. There's no good excuse for it, but I can't stomach I'm just one of those people. I cannot stomach doing something all day that I feel like is a waste of my time.
What I don't want to do is come home from that shitty job to my soulmate and just spend my whole life complaining about it.
That's what I'm saying. It's a waste. I'd rather not ever have love and love my job. At least that way my daily life is fulfilled.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to go the other way.
Tough. That's a tough one. Scott would be devastated probably if he heard my answer to this. But I think it's, the other part is like, I think it's also difficult because I do feel like I did marry my soulmate. So, and I've also had terrible jobs. So maybe I take it for granted. Like, in other words, if I love my job, but I've never found love, maybe I would choose the opposite and I'd want a happy marriage or a happy relationship because I've never had one. Whereas I've had one and it's wonderful, but I know the other way sucks.
And on that note,
let's wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for listening to the Reservations podcast, to Reservations with me. I'm Jessica and Melissa.
Hey.
And we will see you next time. Join us at reservationspodcast.com, I think is our website.
Try it. If it's not, curse us and come back and hear us again.
Yep. Thank you so much, you guys. Have a great day.
Bye.